guys, Gamer Logic here, and this is a video response to the open tag video that Rob MaximumRD did. Do you have any funny, strange, or odd stories about classic gaming? Something to that effect. But if you haven't watched Rob's video, he actually talks about how he tries to acquire the Tenjin version of Tetris when it was banned off of store shelves and rental store shelves. So if you haven't checked that out, go ahead, because it's the whole reason I'm doing this video anyways, because it actually recalled a memory about a video store and a situation we had probably back in the late 80s, early 90s. So the weekend always meant Nintendo game rentals for us. That's what we love to do on the weekend if it wasn't nice outside or whatever. Well, I was usually the one who rented the game because I either read Nintendo Power or I could kind of tell what the game was going to be like from looking at the box and looking at the description on the back, compared to my little brother, who was still pretty little, didn't have a good understanding of how certain games were and stuff like that. Well, I think I was either going out with my grandma or my mother, and Matt was actually staying with my dad. So Matt was going to be the one to rent the video game this weekend. I was a little freaked out, but I thought, you know, he's played enough games, he's seen me play enough games, he knows what we've rented and know what we haven't rented, that he should be able to do a good job. So I leave and I come back home, and the game he picks out, so he tells me, is Street Fighter 2010 The Final Fight. Cool. We've never played this before, right? And Street Fighter 2010, which was not really based off the original Street Fighter, they just kind of tied that in to make it a Capcom thing and make people think, oh, well, this has something to do with the Street Fighter arcade game. But it was a futuristic game where you basically fought all these different enemies, you collected power-ups, and then you had to fade into a warp zone to basically get to the next stage. So it sounded really cool, and I think I actually remember seeing it in some kind of video game players magazine prior to us renting it, so I was kind of excited. So he tells me, yeah, I'm playing it right now, but it seems awfully familiar for some reason. I don't really like it. Oh no, well that kind of sucks, but yeah, he's young, he probably doesn't know what he's talking about. So he takes me over to the TV, and I'm absolutely freaking horrified, because he's not playing what should be Street Fighter 2010, he's playing Captain Comic. If you've never played this game, originally it was a DOS game that got ported over to the NES by Color Dreams. It was an unlicensed NES title in the blue cartridge. It was weird looking. And it wasn't a great game by any means. It tried to be like a side-scrolling platformer. Think Mario meets Journeying to Silius, kind of like that. But it was really generic, it wasn't fun at all, it was highly, highly difficult in certain areas, and it wasn't easy to figure out at times. And we've rented this before, so I was like, dude, why the heck did you rent The Adventures of Captain Comic? This is an awful game. And I'm berating him and everything, and he's telling me, no, it's Street Fighter 2010, Street Fighter 2010. So he turns off the game, and he pulls out the cartridge. And sure enough, the cartridge says Street Fighter 2010 The Final Fight. He wasn't kidding. That's what he actually thought he rented, was Street Fighter 2010 The Final Fight. And here's the cartridge that says this otherwise. So why in the heck is it The Adventures of Captain Comic when we plug it in? We do a double take. We blow on the cartridge, we clean it out, we plug it back in. It's still freaking The Adventures of Captain Comic comes out. Horrible, horrible game. So me and my little brother are baffled. So when I can't figure it out, I of course ask my dad. I go, Dad, something really weird's going on here. We keep popping this game in and it's not the game it's supposed to be. Well, he looks at us like we're insane. So I show him the label, pop it in, and show him, see, it's The Adventures of Captain Comic. He goes, okay, this is bizarre. And he's got that look on his face like he knows exactly what's going on. So he calls the video store and he talks to him, and they say, you know, that's really bizarre. Are you guys sure? And sure enough, he brought it into them, and they checked it themselves, and they said, you know, we're really sorry, and they let us get a different game. So, you know, all I could think of was that something happened at the factory, and all these Street Fighter 2010 games are going to be Captain Comics. You know, I really didn't put together anything as far as like companies and stuff like that. And the next time we go to rent a game a week or two later, I noticed something very interesting on the Nintendo cartridge. A sticker that says, warning, if this sticker is broken, then you'll have to pay for the game. And it's on the side of the cartridge where the cartridge would open. Suddenly the light bulb went off in my head. What somebody was doing was they were renting games, probably 2 or something they had from their collection, popping open the cartridge and switching out the games to put the game they wanted in a different cartridge. So it could be that they rented both Captain Comic and Street Fighter or whatever, or they had Captain Comic at home and they thought it sucked too, so they rented Street Fighter and popped open the screws to basically switch the games out. Well, once that light bulb went into my head, I realized what was going on, and someone was switching it out and everything. And after that, all those games had stickers on the side of it, so if that sticker broke, you could pretty much figure out that someone tampered with the game. And I never had that issue again, but wow, did that freak us out back in the day. But that's my story, and thanks to MaximumRD for an awesome idea. Great memory you have. I know you say your memory's gone, but I don't know, that's a pretty good memory. It actually made me recall one. So Rob, thanks again for the video, and guys, I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to check out the other video responses to this, because I'm sure there's some more interesting stuff on there. Peace, guys.